All right, thanks, guys. The Lightning take on the Flyers, and that's going to be a 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in South Philly. The Lightning are the $1.50 favorite, total at 6.5. We saw a nickel move toward Tampa Bay and movement upward on the total. The Lightning opened 145 up to 150. Total opened 6 up to 6.5. 69% of the consensus are leaning toward Tampa Bay. And right now, Philadelphia is plus $1.30 on the money line. Tampa Bay plus 165 on the puck line. We have Andrei Vasilevsky for the Lightning, Carter Hart for the Flyers. Hart comes into this game with a 14-10-1 record, 258 goals against, and a .906 save percentage. Philadelphia is very good at home this year, 14-2-4 at home, 13-7 against the spread in those home games. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay on the other side, believe it or not, they rank in the bottom 10 in road shots. Now, total-wise, Tampa Bay is 5-4 to the over in their last 9. I'm actually going to lean Philadelphia plus 1.5 at home and the over 6.5 in that game. Next matchup. Canadiens taking on the Senators, 7 o'clock Ottawa. The Canadiens are minus 140, total 6.5. We saw a nickel fade of Montreal in the early wagering. They open $1.45 down to minus 140. Total open and remains at 6.5. 66% are leaning Montreal. And at the moment, Ottawa's plus $1.20 on the money line. The Canadiens are plus 175 on the puck line. Carey Price for the Canadiens, Craig Anderson for the Senators. If you like Montreal in this matchup here, just keep in mind, Carey Price comes into this game with a .301 save percentage, and this Canadian squad is right in the middle of an 8-game losing streak. They dropped their last 8 straight, including a loss to the lowly Detroit Red Wings during that stretch. Now, Ottawa on the other side, believe it or not, pretty good at home this year, 11-7-2 on their home ice. And total-wise, Ottawa's 5-1 the over in their last 6. So I'm going to lean toward another underdog in this one. Give me the Senators plus $1.20 and the over 6.5 in that contest. Next game, Devils taking on the Caps, 7 o'clock Nation's capital. Washington opened 285 up to 300, total 6.5, 74% leaning toward the Capitals. Right now, the Devils are plus 250 on the money line. Washington minus $1.20, laying the goal and a half. Holtby for the Caps. Luis Domingue for New Jersey. Now, if you like the Devils in this matchup here, just keep in mind Domingue's 1-4 on the year, .399 goals against, .867 save percentage. Meanwhile, Braden Holtby on the other side, he's been pretty good this year. 18-8 on the season, .299 goals against, .901 save percentage. Washington ranks in the top 3 in scoring. I'm sure you're well aware of that. They also rank in the top 10 in shots allowed, getting the job done on both ends of the ice. Now, Jersey on the other side, losers of their last 3 straight. They're also just 9-12 against the spread on the road, which is kind of surprising considering they're always catching a goal and a half. So not very good on the puck line are these New Jersey Devils when traveling. Now, total-wise, the Caps are 15-6 of the over on their home ice. Not going to lean toward a dog in this one. Give me the Caps minus 1.5 and the over 6.5 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Saturday's NHL action. But before we go ahead and move on, just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 per month. I do all these YouTube videos, 3 to 4 a day, every day, 365, just in hopes that you would at least consider clicking that link and checking out that page. So anyway, link for that site is in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some more free lines of personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Bruins taking on the Islanders, 7 o'clock New York. Boston's minus 135, total 5.5. Nickel move toward the Bruins. They open $1.30 up to 135, totals 5.5. 58% leaning Islanders. And at the moment, the Islanders are plus 115 on the money line. Boston plus $2, laying the goal and a half. We have Tuukka Rask for Boston. Semyon Varlamov for the Islanders. Varlamov's 15-5-2 with a .230 goals against and a .924 save percentage. New York's 14-5-2 at home. They rank in the top 3 in goals allowed. Now, total-wise, Boston on the other side, 5-2 to the under in their last 7. I'm going to lean Islanders plus 115 and the under 5.5 in that contest. Next game, Kings taking on the Hurricanes, 7 o'clock Carolina. The Hurricanes open 220, down to minus 210, totals at 6, 56% leaning toward the Hurricanes. And at the moment, Los Angeles is plus 175 on the road, Carolina plus $1.20, laying the goal and a half. We have James Reimer for Carolina, Jack Campbell for the Kings. Los Angeles really struggling on the road this year, just 7-14-3 on the road. They also rank in the bottom 3 in scoring. Now Carolina on the other side, 3-2 to the under in their last 5 themselves. So I'm going to lean Carolina on the puck line, but I still think it's going to stay under. Give me Carolina minus 1.5 in the under 6 goals in that contest. Next game, Rangers, Blues, 8 o'clock, St. Louis. The Blues are minus 210, total at 6, 72% leaning towards St. Louis. Right now the Rangers are plus 175 on the money line. St. Louis plus $1.20 on the puck line. Jordan Binnington for the Blues, Heinrich Lundqvist for the Rangers. Lundqvist comes into this game with a .310 goals against. Meanwhile, Binnington, 21-7-1 on the year, 249 goals against, .917 save percentage. The Blues, winners of 7 out of their last 10. They also rank in the top 3 in goals allowed at home. Now, 6 out of New York's last 7 got over the total. Give me the Blues minus 1.5 in the over 6 goals in that contest. Next matchup, Ducks, Blackhawks, 8:30 Chicago. The Blackhawks open $1.30, down to minus 125. Total open 6, down to 5.5. 63% are leaning Chicago. And at the moment, Anaheim's plus 105 on the money line. Chicago plus $1.90 on the puck line. We have Robbie Lehner for the Blackhawks, John Gibson for the Ducks. Gibson's just 13-17-1 on the year. Meanwhile, Robbie Lehner, 12-7 on the season, 292 goals against, .922 save percentage. Anaheim, they rank in the bottom 3 in scoring, bottom 10 in goals allowed on the road, struggling on both ends of the ice. Meanwhile, Chicago, 4 out of their last 5 got over the number. I'm going to lean Chicago minus 125 at home and the over 5.5 in that contest. Next game, Edmonton, Calgary, 10 o'clock Eastern puck drop. The Flames open $1.55, down to 145, totals at 6. 66% are leaning Edmonton. Right now, the Oilers are plus $1.25 on the money line. Calgary plus 170 on the puck line. We have Cam Talbot for the Flames, Mikko Koskinen for the Oilers. Cam Talbot, he's coming into this matchup for Calgary with a .251 goals against and a .923 save percentage. Calgary's right in the middle of a 4-game winning streak. And defensively, they're allowing just 2.9 goals per contest. Now, total-wise, Edmonton 17-8 to the under when traveling. I'm going to lean Calgary minus 145 and the under 6 goals in that game. Next contest, Blue Jackets versus Golden Knights, 10 o'clock Vegas. The Knights open 210, up to 220, totals 5.5, 51% leaning Columbus. Right now, the Blue Jackets are plus $1.80 on the money line. Vegas plus $1.15 on the puck line. With Marc-Andre Fleury for the Golden Knights, Elvis Merzlikins for Columbus. We're looking at a Vegas team who's just 9-17 against the spread on their home ice. So really struggling to cover that puck line at the T-Mobile Arena. Once again, that was 26 home games, just 9 successful covers of the puck line in those 26 games. Meanwhile, Columbus on the other side, a little bit of a different story there. They are 16-6 in their last 20 road puck line plays. Columbus is also 28-17 to the under on the year. I'm going to lean Columbus plus 1.5 and the under 5.5 in that matchup. Next and final game for the show, it is going to be Stars taking on the Sharks, 10:30 San Jose. Dallas open $1.30, up to 135, totals 5.5. 51% are leaning Dallas, and at the moment, San Jose is plus 115 on the money line, Dallas plus 210 on the puck line. Ben Bishop for Dallas, Dell for San Jose. Bishop's 15-9-2 on the year, 224 goals against, 928 save percentage. Dallas is right in the middle of a 6-game winning streak where they are ranking in the top 3 in goals allowed thus far on the season. Meanwhile, 5 out of San Jose's last 6 stayed under the total. Give me Dallas minus 135 and the under 5.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. I like Dallas minus 135, under 5.5. Calgary minus 145, under 6 goals. Columbus plus 1.5, under 5.5. Chicago minus 125, over 5.5. St. Louis minus 1.5, over 6 goals. Philadelphia plus 1.5, over 6.5. Washington minus 1.5, over 6.5. Ottawa plus 120, over 6.5. Carolina minus 1.5, under 6 goals. And last but certainly not least, I like the Islanders plus $1.15 and the under 5.5 goals in that game.